Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all you netball lovers, welcome to another exciting episode of the Netball South Africa podcast. This time around, it is with a twist. As we're building up to the 2025 Telkom Netball League, I'm super excited about it because it is going to the Northwest Province, but we know how big the TNL is. So a lot happens behind the scenes while we prepare for the TNL. And here is a teaser on what happens behind the scenes.
So today, basically, we are shooting the 2025 TNL players that will be, playing within the league this year. And today is basically like media day. So we want to capture the essence of who the players are, their interests, their likes, what they do off the court and on the court as well. So just basically, bringing out their personality within these shoots.
Okay, so what inspired our makeup looks for today's photo shoot is just a natural, clean, soft glam. So the reason is because, we don't want full-on glam that's going to overwhelm the athletes because obviously they have to do their moves every now and again, every here and there. So we don't want something heavy on their face. They still need to look natural in themselves. So in my experience of dealing with athletes, because I do a lot of them, is that most of them do not like makeup. So I'm a makeup girl, I'm a makeup girlie. I know I don't have one at this point in time, but I obviously look at their face as a canvas and I always want to play with it. But most of them are like, please just keep it clean, keep it natural. And I wouldn't really say it's a challenge, but obviously it's like a gap that we always need to breach when it comes to athletes.
I'm looking forward to new faces, new games, meeting new players. That's always the best part of netball, and just having fun, enjoying the game.
Something for the TNL tournament that I'm really looking forward to is preparing for our World Cup in September, because this is the reason why we're participating in the TNL, is to prepare for that and to get together as a team and understand each other better and finalize the final team.
I think fresh out of high school, I'm just looking forward to playing against, people that I looked up to in the previous years and just that competition. I'm very excited for what's to come, and our team goals are just to give it our all and to take it a team for team.
I think the Telkom Netball League is a really fun league to be a part of, and it's the highest form of competition that we have in South Africa. So it's really fun playing netball at the highest level in South Africa.
What I like about playing for TNL, ke experience into ngata, which is island.
I think the Telkom Netball League is a very big stage for people to get seen and to show their talents. So I think it's a starting point if you want to kick off your netball career.
So the Telkom Netball League definitely encourages a lot of young players. When I was young, it encouraged me to go play there one day for the Jaguars and the Stings and everything. But obviously now I'm playing for the S121. So I think just encouraging youth and building from there, yes.
I think the Telkom Netball League has a very huge impact on the league in South Africa because, as I said before, it's the highest form of netball that we play in South Africa. And also Telkom also being part of the Telkom League, the TNC, which is the Telkom Netball Championships with the from under 17 to under 19. It also is an introduction for the young ones still in school to also build them up into the level that we are at now. So it has a really good impact, and we thank Telkom for being a sponsor.
There's definitely a big future in netball. I think every year the netball is getting so much bigger in South Africa. So I think there's definitely a future for netball.
Oh, definitely. I think you should be on the watch out for netball in the future now, especially with the new coaches that are introduced. I think last year. Yeah, I think, no, definitely. It's for the lookout, watch out.
I can say keep trying. You will never know it, you'll never know God's plan, but as long as you keep trying and you keep working hard, it will come for you.
The game is changing. The court is no longer just a stage, it's a launch pad. Greatness isn't given, it's earned. In every sprint, every pass, every shot.
She stands tall.
Against the odds, against the noise, against the doubts. This is more than netball. This is a movement, a call to the future. We champion the game. We champion the players. We champion those who stand tall.
What an exciting day it is, and the big day has arrived. It is the launch of the 2025 TNL hashtag Stand Tall. TNL is definitely back. So we are at the Southern Sun in Sandton, and this is where the launch will be taking place. We're going to be seeing 17 teams competing this year. This is inclusive of the Spa Baby Proteas as they prepare for the World Cup that will be taking place in Gibraltar.
My name is Rachel Makura. I'm a sports broadcaster on television as well as radio, and I'm facilitating proceedings this morning as we launch the 2025 Telkom Netball League. Right, I can't believe we're here, guys. 6 years later, from the year that Telkom came on board back in 2019, we're celebrating 6 years of excellence. I think that deserves a round of applause.
Netball, in particular, President, I must share with you. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. 2 weeks ago, I was on the Eastern Cape for a family funeral, and as I drove to meet my family in the small town of Humansdorp, I went past one of the schools and I saw this activity. And when I stopped, because my one cousin is a teacher at the school, I went to greet him. I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw the growth of netball at school level. It was amazing. There was over 300 kids playing netball in the Eastern Cape, in a rural town. So well done, netball, for the work that you do and at grassroots level.
So I want this relationship with Telkom to go forward. We want growth. We want to see ourselves going somewhere. I always say, I believe in what the late president of Tanzania, which was Tanganyika at the time, he made it to be Tanzania through independence. President Julius Nyerere, he said, a good actor knows when to leave the stage. So we don't want to say me and you tomorrow will be there, but we have to know. We don't have to be pushed on when to do that. As I say that all the sponsors that are here that are supporting netball, you're not doing it for Cecilia Molokwane. You're doing it for a girl child who wants to change their lives. You're doing it for a boy child who wants to change their life. You're doing it for a coach who believes in their potential. You're doing it for an assistant coach, a manager, a technical person, an umpire who believes that netball can change their lives. You're not only doing it for that, you're doing it that they say social cohesion brings the country together. There's nothing. I've seen it. We can differ. All of us are from different political parties here. But when it comes to sport, we are one.
For us as Telkom, this is a brand that year after year we've backed this sport, and with pride and unrelenting support. As we gather to launch the 2025 Telkom Netball League, I want to start by reflecting on a few words. I'm here with my team, Wave team, a team of females, the team who supports netball, the team who supports sport. I think the few words that we've put together as a team is from first pass to crown. For us, this is not a campaign line. It is our commitment. It is a promise to every girl who picks up a netball in the township, in anywhere. It is an invitation to dream big, to play bolder, and to grow with courage.
The sponsors, Telkom, you play a very critical role. There is no sports development that can take place without sponsors at all. That much I can tell you. And the fact that the president is saying you came in, you said she wants this, you doubled it, that was the catalyst that was needed, to catapult this league upward. So thank you very much, Telkom.
When you presented your budget to us, we felt that with that little money, and yet you are able to cover such big spaces. You are able to go to all provinces across all ages. You also participate internationally. We then took a decision that we will increase your budget for the 2025-2024. You did not earn those zeros because of your favored, but you earn the extra zeros because of you are deserving and you are hardworking.
And we are at the Southern Sun in Sandton, where the launch of the 2025 Telkom Netball League took place. And we had great conversations earlier on. Promises were made, but I'm super excited just looking at the support that netball is receiving in the country. And joining me right now is the Deputy Minister, that is Peace Mabe. DM, thank you so much for honoring the invite. And I think it says a lot about your support for women's sports. Can we just talk about that?
Well, of course, I will be biased to women, firstly, because I'm a woman and I understand the challenges that women in sports are facing. But I think over time, we will overcome. A lot has been done, but we still have more to do. Basic things, fighting the war against the menstrual cycle. I'm sure I'm very vocal about that. And that's where I think for us to be able to sustain talent, that's the battle that we need to fight, so that we don't have to lose young women in sports because of their challenges during their menstrual cycle. Women, particularly in netball, they have shown what we call resilience. For over a period of time, there were serious challenges of separation. And look at it today, they are all united. And when we speak about the achievement of social cohesion, we can use them as a practical example. So netball comes a long way. Women have made it. It shows, you've seen even today, we have people coming from other countries. The president of is it Zambia? Yes, the president of Zambia is also here to support her fellow president of South Africa. So it shows you how connected they are and how supportive they are towards the sport. But not only that, but the commitment and the love that they have for the sports.
We're seeing sponsors coming in, and we're seeing the dedication of a sponsor like a Telkom. As a woman that is an advocate for women's sports, let's call on more, to come through and support, because this year is a big year because netball is headed to be professional in the country.
Of course, netball, it is headed for better things. And just like soccer, we are now coming to that level. We are about to match them. And it is because of how they define themselves. I was touched when a young woman said, "We are hungry." A player saying that we are hungry. So if you play with hunger, then it means you have a purpose of playing and you are there to win, nothing else. You were saying the role that we...
Just looking at, corporate coming in.
Yes.
And the importance of it.
Corporate, it's a strategic partner. Without business, without corporate, there is no sports. Sports is very expensive. Yes. That is why you would see that children who would be more successful in sports are those who come from middle class families. And, government can only do that much, to create, to build the infrastructure, but it will not be able to go and touch each and every. But with a good, well-coordinated programs supported by business, we will be able to even identify more talent. So we want to invite
corporate to please come to the party and support sports. Sports has got potential of contributing towards our GDP. We can see that in other countries. Sports must be commercialized. People should make a living out of sports. We can only achieve that if our athletes are well nurtured and are given the proper support, but it can only be through our partnership and collaboration with business. Without them, there is no sports.
DM, thank you so much for gracing us with your presence once again. We know you're always at our netball events. We
Yes.
look forward to seeing you at more.
Thank you very much.
And we're now joined by the Spa Proteas head coach, Jenny van Dijk. Coach, what a day it has been. How does it feel, Coach? You're on the other end now, from being a TNL coach to now being a Spa Proteas coach. How different is it for you being at a launch as a national team head coach?
Oh, it's fantastic. It's something that I've worked for so hard and for such a long time. Even though you miss coaching on this level as well, it's fantastic to see how all the other coaches are coming through and how they're getting their teams together, how the new kit looks. I just can't wait for TNL to start.
Yeah. And the addition of the under-21s,
Yes.
as they're preparing, I know you've got a very soft spot for the under-21s. As they're preparing for the road to Gibraltar, how do you feel about the inclusion of them in the TNL, and how do you think that is going to be impactful for them?
Oh, well, one of the first requests I had when I was still the coach, I asked the president, please to include them in the TNL the year before we have to play, to give the coach a little bit more time with the team. And she kept her promise all the way through. So I'm so happy. And it's such a good thing for them to be a part of this competition. And, I'm hoping that they will learn a lot, that they will get the competitiveness that they need, that the coach can settle their combinations, that she can have a real good look at all the players, and that she can have the very difficult task of picking the final 15, 12 that needs to go get the job done. Time is running out at this stage, so they really need a focused approach. I know they've got a few camps coming up and that they're planning a possible tour just before the World Cup. So things are really progressing well.
We're seeing the continuous support of Telkom in the TNL. The importance of having this league, coach, especially for the players, how important is it?
Oh, it's so important, and TNL will never not be relevant. The thing that I love about TNL is the fact that it's a competitive league, but it also caters for all the provinces, and there's a lot of district representation within the teams. And obviously, we still need our professional league, and we'll always go on about how much that will change things for us. That will just be that final thing that elevates our performance and just that little bit more. But the TNL has just been so good to us over the years, and it's a competition that we just cannot do without. The fact that we play it over a period of time, and the fact that we have so many coaches giving our players opportunity to be coached by these top coaches for a duration of time really just makes the difference.
Today at the launch, we saw a huge number of attendants, for a launch than before. It also says a lot about how impactful netball is being. Even the media attendance was quite huge. Let's talk about the media covering the TNL and the importance of it in a sense of trying to elevate this game.
Yeah, the media has just been brilliant, even throughout our international season. The support from them really means a lot to us, and it's just been it's so nice to know that they have our back. They ask difficult questions, but it's also important for us to be challenged in that way. So we are happy. It's such a great growth that we're seeing here, and the support for netball is just massive. So it really gives me, as national coach, I just want to work harder, and I just want to do more for the country, because I can see that everybody's standing together and getting this done.
I know last year you were very much involved. You were at every game of the TNL. Can we expect to see you again this year?
Yes, definitely, because, as national coach, we want to see if there's any players that can make the step up, and if we're still on the right track with the players that we do have. I know a lot of our players are playing in the UK, and one of our players in the Suncorp as well, but we'll keep track of all our players. We want to be at the TNL. We love to be there, and we want to see all these teams play it out and develop that big match temperament. And what I want to see more than anything is our players, really stepping up in the pressure moments and saying, give me that ball. I'll show you what I can do with that ball under pressure. And that's what we want to see happen with our players here, so that we can build champions.
Definitely, Coach. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And we are now joined by the MEC of Sports from Limpopo, that is the MEC Masego. MEC, Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. You traveled all the way from Limpopo to show us support. Why?
Let me indicate that Limpopo is a home of sports. Limpopo is a home of netball. And Limpopo is led by a female premier.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very much important to take the development of young girls at the center. We must take that very serious and make sure that we support Netball South Africa in whatever endeavor that they initiate as a province. We are a rural province with a lot of talent. We are developing those young girls to be future stars. And ours is to collaborate interdepartmentally, interprovincially, so that we learn lessons from one another and make sure that we take those lessons back to Limpopo for sports development in our province.
Earlier on, you mentioned an academy for sports. Can you tell us more about it?
That is my dream. Immediately after I've been appointed, I consulted our statutory bodies, particularly your Sports Confederation and your Academy of Sports. I had a complaint from various sources that, Pella, we are losing our athletes to Gauteng.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked them, what is the reason? They said, no, Gauteng has got a lot of activities and capacity resources, and private sector is supporting athletes. So I said, no, what is it that we need to do? Therefore, the Sports Academy developed a concept that seeks to establish a big high-performance center for our athletes in Limpopo. That document has been adopted by my office. I'm going to present it to the cabinet. After that, we are going to collaborate with the mining houses, together with local municipalities, to make sure that we have a memorandum of understanding to construct that infrastructure, but also go further to develop a maintenance plan, but also take all these sports confederations to various districts in those rural areas where we'll have to unearth talent, because there's a lot of talent in the rural areas. Those people have got so they focus much on sports. And if we can target those areas and not just target the towns and the cities, to me, we will be feeding that high performance with the necessary capacity in terms of our athletes. And I can tell you, come this 5 years, once I can reach that goal, I can assure you I can resign.
He said it here. He assured that he will resign.
Yeah. Once I'm done on that one, I can resign. That will be a legacy project.
Yeah. TNL 2025 is upon us. We had the launch today. We saw it was the biggest launch we've ever had. And Limpopo has 2 teams that will be competing.
I can tell you I'm attending this event for the first time because I was appointed last year. Thanks to the president, May Mulukwane. She's one resolute, committed, intelligent young woman who can take netball in this country to the next level. And after having been invited by her, I said, let me go and understand what this thing is all about. We are proud of our teams from Limpopo, and we are going to support them. We'll be collaborating with them. I will be engaging them as an office. I will call their management and their coaches. One day you will see me with those teams just to give them a word of support and encouragement so that they represent the province very well. But we need also to add those numbers from 2 maybe to 3 next time, or 4. That's why even in terms of soccer, we've got 3 clubs that are playing in the PSL, and I can assure you all those home games that have been playing in Limpopo, the hospitality industry is benefiting, small micro enterprises benefiting. So there's a lot of economic spin-off out of this sport. So the more we have teams at national level, the more we know that Limpopo will never be the same again.
MEC, thank you so much.
You are welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. We're now joined by Poppy Nematangari. We'll get to see her this year at TNL. Well, that's actually a question. Will we?
No, definitely you'll be seeing me. Just not with the Jaguars this year. I'll be with the Spar Baby Proteas.
And how does it feel, because this is bigger. It's not just TNL. You are preparing for the World Cup.
Yeah, it is exciting. I think I'm more excited than anything because now you're giving the platform to participate in the league that's the biggest league, the biggest competition in South Africa in preparation for the Netball World Youth Cup coming up. So it's very exciting times. I think, exciting.
How is playing in the TNL? Because you were great last year, with the Jaguars.
Yeah.
How do you think playing in the TNL has upped your game?
I think being in the TNL, you play against top players from throughout the country. So that just gives you, and having that game time gives you the confidence and the growth as well. You learn a lot, giving that opportunity to play on court. So I think definitely the TNL has made a huge impact in my play.
And what's your vision going into this TNL, especially looking at the fact that it's not just TNL, like I mentioned, there's a bigger picture here, and that is September.
Yeah, we mentioned as the team that's going to be participating in this league, but I think we're not here to participate. We're here to actually also dominate and also work on ourselves, and because we are preparing for something much bigger, for the Netball World Youth Cup. So we're going to use this opportunity to grow as a team and to come together and see where we need to be working on and get that BMT as well in this competition, because I think we can use this opportunity because we're playing against the seniors of our country. So I think what better place to also learn and grow as a team.
You were part of a very big launch today. I think this was the biggest launch. Just looking at the support that has been committed, from dignitaries, from the media. As a player, how do you feel?
Oh, we feel supported, actually. I'm actually getting goosebumps as well. The fact that how much we supported throughout with the MECs that also came out, and the president is doing a good job, I can say, with everything that's going on, and can't be more thankful and grateful for the opportunities that we've been given and the sponsorships coming into play as well. We're really grateful. I think we wouldn't be able to do it in such a big capacity like we are right now. Netball is definitely growing, and it's exciting times right now.
Thank you, Poppy.
Thank you so much.
And we're with the Spa Baby Proteas head coach, Coach Precious Mthembu, joins us right now. Oh, Coach, what a day it has been. Is it kind of sinking in what you're now preparing for? And this is now TNL Road to Gibraltar.
You know what's the best thing about this is the limelight. I was just happy to see how the Spa Proteas were just put in the limelight, and they just, wherever they are, I know they're feeling important right now, and it's a reality now, saying, okay, we really need to start focusing and looking forward to the World Cup. I think it's, what a lovely day today. It was a full house, people from all over, sponsors. It really shows Guti, they really want to support netball on aspects, the TNL, and obviously the baby purchase.
You've got a lot of experience in the TNL as a player and as a coach, and this time around you're coming in as a national coach. How different is your strategy going in this time around?
I would say experience in the player, not in coaching. I'm still a baby in this industry, I must say, to be honest. I'm learning every angle, everything about coaching, everything about players and how to deal with them and how to handle different situations. And obviously working with Okum Zamaweni has just been, a blessing in my coaching career. Because we speak the same language. But I think moving over and adding some stuff into my coaching, it's a learning and getting that experience of being in the A section now, coaching the girls in A section, and knowing what our goal is really to select the best for the World Cup, and also just making sure that they fight for the position. We want to see them wanting to be in that aeroplane, and that's obviously a one way of lifting the standard and knowing that they can't settle for mediocre.
Is that where the headspace is right now? Is an eye Gibraltar, or are we still just on TNL for now and making sure that you get the correct team that will compete, because I think it's still a long journey, Nyana, to September?
I think both. I think we have to take it step by step. Everything is just as important. We can't obviously think of TNL of Gibraltar now. We've got some things we need to sort out, getting the right players in. Already we have some players which we know who really showed up and showed us that they really, really are part of the team. But I think Joe Bart, obviously, it's something that we've been speaking about all along, and there can't be something that they get frightened of all of a sudden after we've chosen the team. So, but I think just to tick some boxes first before we get to the World Cup, and it's not a long way to go. It's short time. I think after TNL, we've got a camp, and then we start heading over to Europe to play some friendly matches there.
You've had a very clean record, as a Spa Baby Protea coach. You haven't lost, looking at Africa qualifiers and then Jamaica. Does that put any pressure on you?
It does. It does, because every time I'm experiencing a different team, qualifiers, I mean, the girls were so exceptional. Jamaica with Kingdom Stars, taking the team, winning their first, second division. I think it's the work that I put behind, that's small things where it's extra training with the girls, making sure the girls, each and every player knows what their job is on court and know what's expected of them. Now with the remote coaching, I was able to pay individual attention to the players and can go back and work on it and come back and see if they've made any difference. So I think coaching is it's a hot seat there. But it's a lot of pressure on me now. But I won't put that on myself. As I said, I am a young coach, and winning comes along. If it doesn't, it's part of the journey.
Thank you, Coach, for making the time, and all the best.
Thank you so much.
I feel like saying stranger, but at the same time, I think I need to be formal.
Wow.
MEC Toto, it's been a while. How are you, ma?
I'm good, and you?
I am good. Should I say welcome to Gauteng?
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Yes.
MEC, it's been a while since you and I have spoken, and we're meeting because TNL is going to the Northwest Province. How exciting is this?
Wow. We are excited as a province. We are excited that we will be hosting TNL in the province, in the rural province for that matter, that we always preach transformation. And I think as and when we call these leagues to come to our province, it means that we are serious about the transformation, and we are going to make sure that we work hand in hand, as we already done in 2019 and 2020, you know that. And then we are going to work with them so that our young girls can see the importance of sport. And this is what we are focusing on, more especially from the rural areas that we are having in the province. So we are much happy that we will be hosting this, especially in Sun City. Sun City, where every child wants to be in Sun City, because they do not know. Even those that are staying in our province, they don't even know where Sun City is situated. They don't even know what is happening in Sun City, because Sun City has got more venues inside, and that is why we can even host the netball.
You have, and when I say you, I mean the province has two teams now. The last time you hosted in 2019, it was just the Northwest Flames.
Yes.
This time around, there's Tukudu as well. How does this mean to you as the MEC of an entire province, that there's growth within the Northwest Province as well, looking at the addition of another team?
We actually want 4 teams. We want each district to have 1, so that they cannot travel as far as from town to go to Potchefstroom. And this is what we are building on. But coming back to your question is that we are happy. We are happy that when we were engaging with the Federation in 2019, they have taken our discussions very serious to add more teams, but also to make sure that they have a transformation plan. And this is what I was discussing with them when I was the MEC by then. And it means this is a product of that discussion, that we need to see more young girls, but also we also want to professionalize netball. Because for me, it's not that because I'm a woman, by the way, but Bafana Bakasipale.
Never.
To be quite honest, bajiwa khona yaanong, always baphela bajiwa, but you will never see that in netball. You know that whenever they are traveling, even across the country, even in Africa in particular, they are playing nicely. So as a province, we are happy that we do have a second team, but we want to see 4 teams. Each district must have that team so that they can also, whenever there are no TNLs, they can compete amongst themselves and build one another. And this is this is what we call the transformation by doing that.
So it also means that we're likely, or the Northwest Province is likely to receive support from you in order for you to see the 4 teams.
And where they are seated, they know my stance. And I think when I come back, they said she came back. And one of the things that I discuss with them every day is that go around the province, you will see every corner of our rural, there's a netball. And I want them to persuade me to say, we cannot have another team MEC. I want them to say that, because from where I'm standing, I know that our district do have this tournament each and every week. And I want to give them the task to say, go out there, get out from the Potchefstroom, which is, it is indeed our highest performance, you know that. Yes. But we want to see the people in Mothabe, in a deep rural, benefiting from this federation. We also want to see the people in Taung, the people in Khanyisa benefiting of this. And at least they know my stance on that one, on the rural development. And this is what we are going to make sure that we work with them. And in supporting them, I want to see this in their program. I want to see the rural development in their program so that when they speak to me, they say, MEC, this time around, we are traveling from Potchefstroom, we are going to Khanyisa, and there's a tournament there. And as a federation, we are going to support it. By doing that, they've got my full support. I'm going to give them 100% support. As long as they still take a young girl from the rurals, I think they speak to me as a person who comes from the rural area. I come from the rural area. I know the challenges. I also understand what they're going through. So if they've got a program, then they know, I'm sure where they're sitting, they are busy with that program. They know that when we speak to the MEC about the transformation, this is what she wants. So I'm going to work with them, and I'm going to make sure that I give them support as long as they give our young girls and young boys a support that they need.
Already,
Tata. You know that Sun City is a big place, and everyone want to see Sun City. But this time around, we are going to make sure that even our young girls, Baba Samekam Polo, Baba Saiting Sun City inside, we are going to make sure that we transport them to go and see these young girls, because they only see them in TV. We want them to see them so that they can motivate them. They can also talk to them and give them to say, no, Bonaman, Oskawatswafa, say Pelagepelo, we are here for you. So we want them to engage with them so that they can see the seriousness of the netball.
We're now joined by the first vice president of SASCOC, that is Ulwandile Simelane. I don't know why I always say Ulwandile.
Just flows.
It flows, right? VP, let's chat about today. You know, I know you're a big advocate for sports, but most importantly for women in sports. We're seeing TNL growing. The launch today was also just an example. We saw the support that came through. As SASCOC, how do you feel just looking at the growth of the sport in the country?
You look, these are the feeder events. These are the events that young boys and young girls first play in before they get to a World Cup or they get to a Com Games or to an Olympic Games. So tournaments of this nature are so critical because they are your first instance. We always say to athletes, these are the opportunities where you learn how to carry hopes. You're either carrying the hope of your province, you know, and when you eventually get to the point where you know how to carry the hopes of your nation, it's because you have learned from tournaments of this nature. So for us as SASCOC, it's such an exciting endeavor. We're happy to see it reach its 7th year. We hope to be here and witness its 10th year and its 20th year and its 30th year and so forth. So long may it grow, and long may the work of netball in South Africa show exactly what it's here to deliver. And that is future for young boys and young girls.
Most definitely. And there's a whole lot of commitment and growth, and not just looking at the seniors or TNL, but we also have Region 5 games that are coming up, and you're fully involved in that as well. Let's chat about, those games. Maybe there are people out there that are not aware of those regional games.
Oh, yeah, I think there's going to be a netball team that will be joining Team South Africa in the Region 5 games in Namibia, where they'll be happening, I think, later this year. They're currently the defending champions, so we hope that they do bring back the gold medal again. So it's always exciting for us when we can see, the progression. The Orcs Region 5 games are obviously an under-20 tournament, so it is for young athletes, and it is a future prospect tournament. And I think it's one of those tournaments where you can first go and achieve competition against other countries, on a multi-coded perspective. So I'm so excited for the young girls who will be selected for the AUC Region 5 team, and I wish them the best of luck. And they better defend their medal.
They better, and they will.
Yes.
We're seeing the inclusion of the under-21s in this year's TNL. From your observation, someone that is outside, how do you think this is going to be impactful in terms of them preparing, for the world stage?
This is the best decision, I think, that could ever have been made for them. Good, strong local competition without having to leave, the shores, which makes it affordable for
Yes.
for the federation as well as for the athletes. But it's also getting world-class competition, because you are competing against the big girls and the older girls who are going to teach you a thing or two on that court. So I think they need to take the opportunity, show no respect nobody but netball and the rules, and play the game. And that's it.
I love it. I think I've got nothing to say after that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And as we've witnessed, that was the most successful TNL launch we've had. And I can safely say the biggest, just looking at the attendance. We do appreciate the support. And now we wait for the big day where we will see the first center pass taking place. That is the 26th of April. And we will be in Sun City. See you then.